Now, Sports Talk with Brodes. Here's Hunter Brody.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome on into Sports Talk with Brodes. These games get weirder and weirder as we continue. I don't have a clue how they do it. It doesn't make sense. It defies all logic, but they continue to grab 2 points. I thought their D zone was abysmal. I thought Ovi early on and Backstrom, that line was so aggressive and so amazing that they deserved 30 more goals than they already produced. You take a bench miner early on in the game, too many men on the ice, and that allows this power play, this lethal group time, while you can see the big difference between the Flyers' power play and what Backstrom, Ovechkin, what their power play looks like. Oh, by the way, they were missing a handful of guys due to not being available, so that's not even their true bread and butter. That's not really their full insane squad that's able to produce at an even better clip than they did here, and what they can do and the damage that they can do no matter what. You can't put them out there. It's too dangerous. That is on the 3 points of the game, or 3 keys to the game, I should say. Don't allow their power play to get any sort of attempts. Limit them to the man advantage. Yet a too many men on the ice call is what occurs. That's stupid. That's a self-inflicted wound. That can't happen. That play by Ovechkin, though, was filthy. He comes down that left side, snaps it off quickly right over the shoulder of Carter Hart, although you saw it kind of hit the top of the shoulder and redirect, but that was smooth. And it's crazy to me that we all know what's going to happen. When you see that power play, you know it's going to be a one-timer. You know they're forcing everyone to get sucked in overload. They get it over to a guy like Alexander Ovechkin, and what do you know? The guy's just going to crank one. You know it's coming. So whether it's a one-timer or the way that he did it here, you know it's coming. And you still can't find a way to stop it. And I was questioning when Ovi made that shot, right? When he sees Carter Hart, because we talk about Carter Hart as some ridiculous, top-tier, insane goalie, which he is. I think he's going to grow into that. You can see that he has the skill set to do it. He was not great in this game. I thought that he had too many poor plays, to be honest with you. Now he came up big, and he was a reason why those goals happened, where he played the puck, and that allowed the Flyers to rim the puck around the boards, get out into the neutral zone, and establish offense. So I'm not making it seem like he had zero good plays out there, but he should have been sharper. But going back to my point with Ovi, I wonder what he feels like, or what he sees, or how he takes it when he sees Carter Hart lined up. He probably looks at that target and goes, I'm going to snipe the shit out of this kid. Well, that's exactly what happened. Not only that, he danced Phil Myers entering the offensive zone. And here's what bothers me the most. What happened after that? I'm disturbed that he got walked the way that he did. You got to be better than that. There's no way that you should get caught looking, and I know it's Alexander Ovechkin, but still, I mean, you got caught in such an awkward spot. Did you get puck luck? If you're OV, maybe you did. Maybe you did get a puck that bounced your way. But Phil Myers needs to defend that way better. He's got to be way stronger in that area. But after that, it's like, where are the Flyers going defensively for Tom Wilson to be so wide open in the slot? Nolan Patrick out there. I saw Oscar Lindblom out there. That line was horrible. That line was -2 in this game, where there were how many goals scored? You got to be cleaner than that. And I'm really disappointed in Nolan Patrick as of late. I'm really disappointed in Oscar Lindblom as well. And I'm very disappointed in Travis Konechny. He had a play where it was him and Kevin Hayes essentially on this 2-on-0 type play, and he can't settle the puck. He tried to pass the puck when it was on its angle. He maybe settle it, make a crisper pass. The puck goes into the corner, and they weren't able to get a scoring chance, where that is normally one of those, quote, grade A scoring chances that I always bring up. They even tried Nolan Patrick on the power play. I saw nothing, literally nothing out of that power play. They tried 2 defensemen up top. Can't happen. They tried Nolan Patrick. Not good enough. The best opportunity, and I'm going to jump around here a bit, but when the game was the Flyers late third period, Sean Couturier, who was a master in the third period, He draws a penalty. Chara hits him in the face. He's drawing blood 4 minutes. The best scoring chance was the Capitals penalty kill. I believe it was Dowd, who had a wide open pass in the slot. No one even in 80 feet of him. And Carter Hart, boom, who's your daddy, what's he do? But that was the best scoring chance when you are able to step on the gas, where you are able to jam him in the back and stab him in the back, or step your foot on the throat. Whatever cliche you want to use. Come on now. That's unacceptable behavior. This is starting to get to the point where the power play looks like it did last year. And that was the downfall of the team. Now factor in piss poor defensive zone play and a bad power play. Whoa. It's going to be even worse. But yet they keep winning games. And that's why this team is one of the weirdest things in the history of sports on this planet. They were outshot 37-23. Getting crushed in shots. So when the score was 2-0 in the first, Scott Laughton got a big one. Got a big one with just about a minute and a half to go. And regardless on if it looked good, if it didn't look good, I thought the initial rush was solid. It looked like there was something there. Guys going to the net with the purpose. And then the puck kind of bounced around a bit and ultimately landed on Scott Laughton, who had a wide open net. But they created that. They did their work ethic. They're entering the zone. Them getting the puck in. That all generated that wide open, greasy goal by Scott Laughton. And it doesn't really matter how it looks. The fact of the matter is you're not down 2-0 entering the second period, especially against this type of team with Peter Laviolette behind the bench and Alex Ovechkin playing the way that they were playing. You don't want to be down 2-0. So that was so big, and I really highlighted that goal there because if you go down 2 heading into the second period, I really don't believe that this is the same hockey game. The second period got bonkers. It really did. Scott Laughton again, and this line working down low. I thought Joel Farabee, even though Scott Laughton is going to take away the headlines, as he should, he gets his first career hat trick, and we score 3 goals. Yeah, you're going to be the headline. Your picture is going to be in the newspapers, on the articles, as it should be. But Joel Farabee was electric out there. Whether it was his speed and his skill making and everything, like in the corners. This is a Joel Farabee that I thought he could grow into, but the fact that it's happening so quickly makes me super excited about him. I was like giddy inside watching him skate around and make plays. I specifically remember him making a play right inside the defensive zone. He chipped the puck out. He gets tripped up because he's trying to make a play, and that allowed the Flyers to get a power play chance. Now, the problem is their power play is the worst thing I've ever seen in the history of the NHL, but he created that. His work ethic allowed for that to happen. You could tell that he has definitely advanced his game. And Joel Farabee, damn, stud. And I knew he would be, and I saw what he was all about. But this quickly, to make this type of jump, put on this type of weight, and kind of add that confidence as well. The confidence is key. The confidence is crucial for him to really be able to develop, and it's showing. I love what I've seen out of him in his line right now. All right, so the score is tied 2-2 after that bingo early in the second period. I don't get this one. So the Capitals go right back up 3-2. But once again, this Nolan Patrick line where Alexander Ovechkin, with his stick wide up in the air, he is seriously, he's taking this one-timer, and he's sitting right in the middle of the blue line. No one is to be found. Not one soul. How does he have that much time and space? This isn't some nobody on the fourth line or even some third line scrub on any team. It's Alexander Ovechkin. You need to be fully aware of where he is every time he's on the ice. Every time his number's called, every time you see 8 on the ice, you need to be aware. I'd rather you overcommit to him and then somebody else is wide open. Make somebody else beat you. But here he is for 30 minutes holding his stick up as if he's going to let one T go. He's going to let it fly, and no one is even close. You see one shot block attempt, but it wasn't a good one. Didn't have a stick in there, and he was trying to do whatever he could, but you got to get someone up towards the blue line to try and block a biscuit from in between Carter Hart and the blue line. That's going to be hard, and that's a goal, by the way, that I think Carter Hart has to make. You got to be able to get your pad on that. You got to be able to make that stop. Was he screened? Maybe a little bit. You got to be able to make that stop. You saw the numbers even heading into the game right as soon as the broadcast started. Not one of Carter Hart's strongest suits right now is looking at that stat sheet. He wants to get that up. He wants his numbers to be higher, as he should, and as we demand it to. He's letting some easy ones go. There's another easy one that he allows in this period. But before that all happened, how about Robert Haig to tie the game up? So it was 3-2. I'm just kind of going through the goals right now to give you my thoughts and what I feel about each one, because I think that there's defining moments and little things to point out as these goals went on. But Robert Haig with a big bomb. He just comes in and cranks it. And it's funny, the other game where it was him and Justin Braun out there, they costed the Flyers a goal. Who was that against? Was that against the Bruins? In not this most recent 2-game stretch. No, it wasn't the Bruins, was it? I don't think it was. And it's going to bother me. Who did they play? Bruins, Flyers. Who did they play? This is going to bother me. I got to look. Now my mouse is frozen. What the hell is this? But anyway, I'll continue as I look up the score so I can see their most recent schedule. He comes in, Robert Haig, and just blasts one that was 50 feet wide, hit the glass, rimmed around, and that allowed the other team to score with ease. Who the hell are you, Robert Haig, I said, to just think you can walk into a slapper at will and try and pepper one on net? So, of course, when this happened, I get crushed a bit, and I get it. The guy has 211 games played and 11 goals. So, yeah, you know what? Furkan Korkmaz drops 50 once in a while, and he still stinks. So let's not get carried away. What was that team? Aha! It was the Islanders. I knew it didn't sound right that it was the Bruins. If I remember specifically, it was the Islanders, Barzell, and I said, how the hell do you allow Barzell to kind of be in there? I think Anders Lee was a part of the play as well, and if that's not the case, well, then shame on me. I'm an asshole, and I apologize. But anyway, Robert Haig tied it up. JVR takes the lead after this knuckle puck. It reminded me of the Mighty Ducks. The goalie! Goldberg comes out, flips off his helmet. He gets the stick, and he takes the knuckle puck. That's sort of like how the puck was angled on the ice for JVR. And what do you know? He throws it Cheddar right over the netminder's shoulder. And Peter Laviolette, hey, your night is done. Goodbye. Sit on the bench. You're done. You're over. Think about it. Ooh. All right, Peter Laviolette sending a message to the netminder. I thought, was it premature? The Flyers didn't have a lot of shots on net. So if you think about it from that perspective, they're scoring goals, but they're not getting a lot of shots. So if you're not getting the business done in between the pipes, well, then I guess it's time to make a business decision and throw somebody else in there to see if that sparks anyone. So here's where I talk about Carter Hart coming up small again. Right before the third period, or right before the second period ended, before the third period, just like I praised the Flyers for scoring a goal right before that first period ended to keep yourself engaged, the Flyers allowed one. Guess who? Ovechkin and Backstrom. Can we be smarter in the D zone? Ghost tries to keep his gap. Doesn't really happen. They thread the needle over to Alexander Ovechkin on the left side. It was Ghost and Justin Braun. There's too much space. So it's going from, as soon as you enter the zone, from the right side of the blue line to the left side of the blue line, one touch pass to Backstrom, who's back door, who does this spinorama-type maneuver where Carter Hart fell forward and tried to stop it in this weird and funky way, and it squeaked right through his pads and went in. I'm so pissed off with Carter Hart there. I'm also pissed off with the defense. You have Ovechkin and Backstrom on the ice. How do they have that much room to operate in the offensive zone? It's impossible to allow them to do this. It really is. Because everyone knows this is a focal point. This is something that you say before the game. Don't allow it to happen. So this is you with the game plan of not allowing this to happen. That's what irritates me the most. This is them trying to stop them. Ovi took it to another level, and it was fun. I embraced it from a fan standpoint. But you got to get up on guys. You got to make sure that everyone's picked up. To have anybody wide open back door with nowhere near a stick on them, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing the rate that it's happening. Every game, look, you're not going to be scoring 7 goals. Now, granted, one of them was an empty netter, but you're not going to be scoring 7 goals in a game. It's not a common theme. The Washington Capitals were also not full strength. So you might not even be able to get some of those chances that you did when you are full strength. You saw the difference in Couturier being out there, and they talked about it perfectly on the broadcast, where it now allows everybody else to kind of go in their roles. When you add that center depth, that one center, your first center, that is so big to your team night in and night out. When you now plug that player back in, it's like a puzzle. Everyone fits back into their role. Although AV was mixing up the lines. To start the third period in a tied game, Sean Couturier, 31 seconds in, high slot area. What do you know? He scores. Ew. Perfect. Grindy. Allowing it to happen. Showing your presence. He had 3 points, 2 goals, 1 assist, one of them being the empty netter. He was +4. But what I wanted to point out with AV is that line was Sean Couturier, Jake Voracek, and Michael Raffl. So to start the third period, Coach AV tried to mix up the lines, wanted to see if anything sparked. Guess what, Coach? Something sparked. Now, he is known to do this. This is something that he does throughout. He'll fly new guys in and out. He'll give someone an opportunity here. He'll try and create buzz. Well, hopefully some of these other guys can get a wake-up call. Nolan Patrick, Travis Konecny. I think Albay Kubel needs a bit of a wake-up call as well. When you look at the stat sheets after the game, he's not plugging in a lot of time, and you want to be able to roll these 4 lines. It's one of the reasons why you were so successful last season, your depth, being able to kind of allow guys to go out there and make plays, having speed, having youth, everyone clicking. I don't like some of these players at times. That Nolan Patrick line, whew, did they have a brutal situation. So, yeah, Scott Laughton, with about 2 minutes to go, put it away. And it was a nice play between Joel Farabee and him. Nice little sauce. It was Laughton in the slot area. So not a lot of space to work with. It was Laughton with a little sauce to Farabee, who didn't get a great shot off. He kind of got defended a bit as he was going to the net, which then allowed the puck to sit right in front of the pad after making a save, and Scott Laughton cleaned up the garbage. So all these goals, starting off initially good rushes for the most part, getting in, creating, staying with pucks, scoring within 5 feet or so, scoring within, not even 5 feet, 5 inches or so of the crease. You're getting to those areas. You're getting to the greasy spots, and that's what happens when you get there. You get puck luck. You get the puck bouncing around. Beat your guy to where you need to. Beat your guy to loose pucks. Make sure you get your stick in there, and what do you know? 3 goals for Scott Laughton. Got to applaud him. You know, Scott Laughton's been up and down for me. There's times where I think he's clueless, making boneheaded mistakes, and then there's times where he's playing like he did last year. I think now you're seeing a combination of both Scott Laughtons. You're seeing the pre-last year Scott Laughton, and then you're seeing last year's Scott Laughton combined. We need to get last year's version out of him more, and you can speculate that that might happen if you're going to play with someone like Joel Farabee, if you're going to get Sean Couturier back in the lineup. But let's note that some of the mistakes that he's making is just dumb emotional problems. So it doesn't matter who you're playing with. That needs to be cut out, and the only way that that happens is if you recognize it and you decide, I got to make a change. And speaking of Sean Couturier being back in the lineup, Travis Sanheim out of the lineup. Now, apparently he's day-to-day, and it's an undisclosed health situation, so I guess you can kind of put that where you want to, and I think we kind of all understand what's going on, and we'll see what happens moving forward. So ultimately, I'm surprised, yet this is what they've done to me all season long. They get another win on the board. I don't know what to make of it, because if you play that way, allowing 37 shots, getting peppered, D-zone breakdowns left and right, can you beat teams? When you have a power play, that is one of the worst things I've ever seen. You're putting 2 defensemen out there to try and get spark. It's even worse. Nolan Patrick, even worse. What are you going to do? what are you going to do? Can you keep winning games? And the question that I keep asking, when I keep asking that, because I think it's a valid one. I'm not going out on a limb. I'm not reaching far. Can you win a lot of hockey games this way? My answer is no, yet they keep doing it. So it's not adding up. But everyone can see that something is not right. What is right, though, is utilizing DraftKings Sportsbook. We know that the Super Bowl is today, so I will be honest with you. This won't make sense. But I do know that DraftKings has a lot to offer. And if you use promo code Brodes when signing up, you get plenty of great odds boost and promotions. You have the next UFC fight card coming up where there is an insane deal of 100-1 odds if either fighter lands a punch. Think about that. That is upcoming this week. So make sure you head on over to DraftKings Sportsbook, download their free mobile app, and sign up. The official daily fantasy partner of Super Bowl 55. Terms, conditions, and eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for all of your details. We had some anytime hotline calls come in. We had the text board as well. I'll start with the text board. Connor from Westfield, let's go Coochie! A lot of exclamation points. Huge reason they finished the job. Well, it is a track record. If you look back and see their track record, they struggle to put away teams in the third period. I don't think it's ironic that they did a significantly better job and Sean Couturier was in the lineup. He got the game-winning goal. He got the empty net goal as well. Big on the faceoffs, big in the D zone. Yeah, Sean Couturier was a help. You were able to close things out. So, yes, you got to look at him. And we all knew that was going to happen. We knew when he would come back that his presence would be felt. We just wanted to know what would the D zone look like. And to answer your question, if you ask that to anybody, it still looked bad. It looked awful. It looked horrible. It looked like it's going to be a problem, even with Sean Couturier available. I can't rely on this team to score 7 goals when they barely find ways to get any shots on net. So you got to be able to clean that up. But to get back to Connor's text message, you are right. Cootsie was a big reason why. You get more comfortable as a team. You get a guy who plays a 200-foot game to keep it simple and to give you your cliche answer here. To give you your cliche statement, I should say. 200-foot game. Does it all. And scoring offensively. Absolutely. Love the all caps. Let's go, Cootsie. Tanner from Ocean City. How can they keep winning with this defense? Tanner, I don't know. I don't know. If you're coming to me for the answers, I don't know. It's actually not explainable. I can't understand how it's this poor, yet their record is what it is. See, one thing I like to look at is when the Washington Capitals couldn't score to tie it up, or when they couldn't come back, I wonder if that's because they weren't available, I should say. They didn't have all of their players. Lars Ellers just came back from the lineup, although you saw him nicked up a bit. I saw Kevin Hayes getting hit pretty good off of a face-off, and that didn't look good. Helmets were flying everywhere. Ghost got pummeled in the corner once as well. I mean, guys were getting hit all over the place. The Boston Bruins were able to do it without Sean Couturier, so I would like to see it with Sean Couturier to see if it's any different in the third period, but I just wonder if they had more guys on the ice that they are accustomed to having, their weapons, more of their players, TJ Oshie being one of them. Well, would that comeback have happened? Would the Flyers have been able to hold on to this lead? Sean Couturier is step one of knowing that information, watching them do it to see. But the problem is the other team didn't have everybody on the ice that normally would be. All right, the anytime hotline calls. By the way, I am doing a giveaway on Twitter every Wednesday. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter at Brodes81. The most recent one is a Philadelphia Eagles snow hat. All you have to do, the tweet is pinned to my profile at the top. You have to retweet the tweet and follow me, and you will get a chance to win. I will pick each winner on Wednesdays. But next week, Flyers related, and a big name. Not some nobody, not a smaller guy, a big name possibly signed something. So if you are interested, head on over there. And also keep in mind that starting on Monday, we're going to do it weekly, but Monday, Coffee with Brodes, 9 a.m. being live streamed on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. We're going to implement having my coffee with you, so make sure you check that out and you are anticipating the fun. All right, let's go to the Anytime Hotline.
Well, this one falls under the category of not a Picasso, not a Rembrandt, but a win nonetheless. I said going into these two games, my magic number was 3. I wanted to see them get at least 3 out of the 4 points, and they got 2 today. Still some disturbing things, defensive coverage, at times a lack of physicality, and an absolutely anemic power play. How you can have a 4-minute power play and get one shot and the best chance comes from the Capitals is beyond me. But Carter Hart, as shaky as he was, came up big in the third, and Sean Couturier back in the lineup definitely paid dividends. Let's see if we can get 2 more off of the month.
Yeah, I'm curious if this team can go back out there and do it again against the Caps. You kind of hit everything on the head, right? Carter Hart, shaky, but he still found a way to help them out late. Sean Couturier was a strong and a great piece to have back. And you also hit on the power play. So you kind of hit on a lot there that is very, very important to this team. The power play looks worse than it did last season. And maybe I'm just living in the moment. Maybe it was just as brutal and just as horrible to watch. Maybe it was. And I'm just living in the moment. It's more recency bias. But you're right. A 4-minute power play, and you can't work the puck around to get one shot on net. The one shot on net, but what are you looking at? What are you looking for? Why are you trying to get perfect? I can lay you out 5, 6, 7 examples off the top of my head where they did a great job at getting the puck up high, whether it's Gustafsson or Provorov, and they just get pucks on net. They get shots on net where JVR is net front, and they tip it in. If you can't get rhythm on your power play, get back to the basics. Get back to getting shots on net. You're a team that is so limited every night in actually getting shots on net. So please tell me why you would ever pass that up. And it's very frustrating to consistently watch.
What's up, Brodes? I'm not sure if you're doing a Flyers podcast later on today concerning the big game that's going to happen later tonight. You might have heard of it. It's the Super Bowl. But overall, really solid win for the Flyers today. They actually were able to hold on to a lead in the third period. They managed. They led in 4 goals. Carter Hart was a little shaky, but at the end of the day, he got it done. Would still like him to not give up a lot of some of the softies that he's given up so far this year. But overall, good win. Scott Laughton redeemed himself after that horrible penalty he took against the Bruins a couple games ago. An overall solid win, and let's get back at it. Let's get back on the winning track.
I will bring up Carter Hart here because, I heard what you had to say about him, and I just don't think it's good enough, though. I think he shows signs of professionalism. He shows signs of maturity out there, and he shows signs of, whoa, this kid is how young? And he's looking like this? There's a lot to it. I am very, very excited to watch Carter Hart grow. But what we've gotten this year, while there have been spurts of excellence and there's been a lot of spurts of ugliness, we got to make sure that we limit that ugliness. I am not okay. If you told me this is what Carter Hart is, you need more out of Carter Hart. I guess you can make the argument, though, if you fix the defensive players, the defensive zone, and you're not rotating a bunch of slop in that 5th, 6th role, and you're kind of working Friedman in, and you got to get all kind of weird with it. If you fix that issue, do you fix Carter Hart's issue? Because you won't have that breakdown of Ovechkin and Backstrom, and you won't have that breakdown of nobody being on Ovechkin at the top of the blue line with the stick wide up in the air, ready for a one-timer for 62 minutes until someone attempted to try and move forward and block a shot. You won't have that, so then Carter Hart won't look as bad. Oh, there's definitely truth to it. But I also feel like there's plenty of moments where I expect Carter Hart to make the save, whether it's Brad Marchand on the short side where he allows a goal on the glove side. There were even moments in this game where they didn't specifically score, but you saw he was way too low hugging the post, and there was about, 5, 6, 7 inches of wide open twine above his shoulder that they just missed out on. They tried, tried. It's not as if the Capitals didn't see it, but he's so down and he's so down early that he's not doing the right things either. It's not all on the D zone or the defensive players of the D zone. It's on him. It's also on the forwards as well. Sometimes I think they're cheating. One of the reasons why Travis Konechny got his ass benched is because he's trying to create more offensively. He's trying to get buzz going north-south, so he's leaving the D zone early and it's costing the team at times. So I'm happy that they keep winning. I'm just confused that they keep winning, and I think that's the perfect way to explain it. The perfect way to explain Orbit Energy and Power is amazing, fantastic, best in class, best in the business. With over 20 years of experience in the industry, they are home to your solar experts in residential and commercial projects. They are dedicated to making sure your project is completed easily and properly by using high-quality materials and trained professionals to get the job done right. Their solar program eliminates your electric bill completely. They also provide water purification, backup energy, battery storage, tree removals, electrical upgrades, emergency services, and more. So visit them online. All of their information is in the description. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and I will see you next time.